Hi everyone, welcome to the first webinar of a series of webinars conducted by TCS in lieu of the upcoming strategic case study examinations happening in November 2023. My name is Nick and I'm the lead tutor and evaluator for SCS at TCS. So let's look at the session outcomes. So first things first, I will be taking you through an overview about the SCS exam. Especially if you are coming through an exemption route, you need to understand the nitty-gritties or the technicalities behind the SCS exam and what you are supposed to do when it comes to preparing yourself for your upcoming examination. And in the second part of today's webinar, I will be taking you through a comprehensive 7-week study plan. And if you adhere to it, you can easily pass your SCS exam in the first sitting itself. All right, so let me remind you about the webinars and workshops which are scheduled. So thank you very much for attending the first one. So the second webinar is happening on Friday, the 29th of September at 18 GMT, where I will be conducting a pre-scene analysis. So as you are aware, your pre-scene, which is relevant for November and February sessions, will be released on Friday. So on the same day, at 7 p.m. UK time, I will be conducting a pre-scene analysis, thereby highlighting the internal dynamics of your chosen company. And on top of that, I will also be taking you through the industry dynamics based on the industry analysis slides. So it's of utmost importance that you attend it so that you get your bearings about the company as well as its industry. Then in the third if you look at the third webinar, this is an extremely important webinar. I will be taking you through or I'll be teaching you answering technique, at the same time teaching you time management techniques as well, because if you do not adhere to an answering technique, you will definitely run out of time at your exam, and if you do, you will not pass your exam. So take it from me, your exam consists of 3 main tasks. So if you run out of time in any of the tasks, you will not pass the exam. So if you are to manage your time appropriately, you need to get your answering technique right. And if you want to pass in the first sitting itself, you need to structure your answer appropriately. You need to spend some time to plan your answer before straight away typing your answer. So you need some practice and you need to understand these techniques. The third webinar is extremely important. I hope you'd attend it as well. And in the fourth webinar, I will be talking about what you need to do when it comes to developing confidence, both before the exam as well as whilst attempting your real exam. And on top of that, I will also highlight the type of shortcomings you need to avoid in order to achieve a first time pass. And also, I will be taking you through the comments made by the CIMA examiner, because it's of utmost importance that you understand what is expected from you. It's better to understand the mindset of the CIMA examiner. So I will highlight all these things in the fourth webinar. And we are conducting 2 workshops as well. So these are Q&A sessions. So the first one is happening on the 27th of October. So by the 27th of October, you should be done with at least 3 mocks. So when we are having the first Q&A, if you have completed 3 mocks, then you definitely have questions, and all these queries can be raised, and I will address all your concerns. So if you stick to the study plan, by this time you'd be done with mocks 3 or 4. So in such an environment, you'd benefit immensely by this Q&A session. And the final Q&A is happening a week before the exam. That's where we wrap up the session, and I will be giving you tips pertaining to what you need to do to maintain a positive attitude at your exam. Because as per the CIMA examiner, positive or students who would have a positive attitude will definitely pass the exam. It helps you generate additional marks if you have a positive mindset, because then you'd be open-minded and you'd think straight, you'd come up with some extremely good recommendations. So, in order to achieve or maintain a positive attitude, closer to the exam, I will be conducting this final Q&A. All right, so let's get into the technicalities behind the SCS exam. So there are students coming through different routes. So the paths, if I talk about the pathways to the SCS exam, there are a set of students coming through the CIMA general route. So you would have, if you are one of them, you would have completed your OTQ examinations pertaining to E3, P3, and F3. So your SCS exam is going to be a walk in the park. And if you're coming through the general route, definitely you would have done your OCS and MCS examinations. So you'd know how to score marks, what you need to do. So because of that, you guys will have a better chance of passing the exam compared to students coming through the exemption route. So there are a set of students coming through exemption routes such as the CGMA or the FLP routes. Although I said that the students coming through the CIMA general route have or possess a better chance of passing the exam, you need not worry if you're coming through an exemption route, because we have developed a study system specifically focused on students coming through the exemption routes. So mostly, if you look at the exemption route, the biggest problem which I've seen is most students lack knowledge about theoretical content. So you need to learn your F3, P3, and E3. So when it comes to learning these theoretical elements, it takes a lot of time if you adhere to a normal study system. But we have come up with a study system where you can learn theory as well as improve your answering techniques within 7 weeks. So if you stick to our study plan and utilize our resources, then you can easily, learn theory and be in par with a student coming through the CIMA general route. So if you're coming through FLP or CGMA or any other type of an exemption route, you need not worry. If you stick to our study system and study plan, you can easily pass your SCS exam in the first sitting itself. That's what most of our students coming through the exemption routes had experienced. All right, so looking at the exam, this is a PC-based examination, and the time allocation is 3 hours for the entire paper, and your paper will consist of 3 main tasks. So the time allocation for each task is 1 hour. So although you might think that you have enough and more time, take it from me, when it comes to attempting mock exams or attempting your real exam, time flies in a jiffy. So you need to have an understanding about how to manage your time appropriately, or else, as I told you earlier, you'd run out of time, and if you provide incomplete answers, then you will have to repeat your exam. So the pass mark is 80 out of 150, or you need to gain 54%. All right, so let's look at what your role is. So via these case study examinations, the CIMA examiner is trying to replicate a real life corporate environment. So it's as if you walk into office, open up an email, and certain information about some type of problems the company is facing, or some type of opportunities the leadership within the company is trying to exploit. All these types of scenarios or different scenarios will be provided along with reference material, just like in a normal corporate environment. You receive an email with attachments with which gives you the necessary information. So that's exactly what you would see at the exam. So you are playing the role of a senior finance manager. So as a senior finance manager, you are reporting directly to the board members. So you are involved with decision-making initiatives. So a high level of application and practical thinking is expected for SCS. So you are reporting to the strategic level, and the guys at the top, or the board members, what are they up to? They are involved with long-term or strategic decision making. So their approach to decision making is called an outside-in approach. So what is an outside-in approach? Before taking a decision, first the board members think about how their decision is going to affect the external dynamics of the company. So how if we take a certain decision, how is it going to affect the industry? How are our competitors going to react to it? And how are our different types of important stakeholders are going to react to it? So they first think about how the external dynamics will change according to our decision. Then they will think about the internal aspects or how our internal dynamics will be affected. So that's called an outside-in approach. So, and on top of that, as I told you earlier, their decisions are pertaining to the long-term direction or the long run of the organization. So that's exactly what that's the exact type of mindset you need to have as a senior finance manager. So you are reporting directly to board members, so practical decision making is heavily tested, and on top of that, theories are tested as well. So you need to know your theory. Just because you know your theory, you cannot pass this exam. If you look at the OCS exam, the first CIMA case study examination, it's highly theoretical. 80% of the questions test your theoretical knowledge. Why? Because you are playing the role of a finance officer who is at the operational level or the lowest level of the organization. So, however, if you look at the SCS examination, you are playing the role of a senior finance manager reporting directly to board members. So, if you just write theory, you won't gain any marks. Instead, you need to significantly improve your application skills. You need to know how to apply theory and provide a solution to a certain problem faced by the company, or if we are trying to exploit an opportunity, you need to understand what type of theories to utilize and apply it within your answer. So application skills need to improve significantly, and on top of that, you need to understand or learn your theory as well. All right, so let's have a look at the exam and how this exam is conducted. So information is provided about a fictitious company in advance via something called a pre-scene document. So let me show you what a typical pre-scene looks like. So this was the pre-scene which was relevant for the past two sittings. So via a pre-scene document, just forget about the annotations which have been mentioned here because we developed these annotations, but you'd get a normal document such as this, a PDF, where the examiner gives you information about the industry as well as what happens within the organization. And at the very end of the pre-scene document, let me show you. At the very end of the pre-scene document, financial statements of your chosen company as well as its closest competitor will be provided. So as you can see, information pertaining to the profitability of the company, as well as the statement of changes in equity, as well as the consolidated statement of financial position or the balance sheet will be provided to you. So this mainly comprises the pre-scene document, as I told you earlier, mainly comprises of three main elements. The examiner gives you an indication about the industry dynamics, the internal dynamics of the company, as well as the financial performance of the company and its closest competitor. So you need to understand and remember the information which is provided within the pre-scene, because at the exam you won't actually have enough time to go through the pre-scene, read through the pre-scene and spot relevant information, because when developing your answers, you'd learn these things in the third webinar as well. When developing your answers, you need to bring in information from the pre-scene, because when developing your answers, you need to relate to the chosen company, as well as your recommendations need to make financial and business sense. So your recommendations or your answers need to be aligned with the industry dynamics as well. Okay, so that's what you need to remember. There's another individual joining in. Okay, so you need to, have a good understanding about the pre-scene. Then in the exam, you are required to address issues or questions relating to the strategic direction of the company. So that's exactly what I told you earlier. You need to be conversant with this approach, which I mentioned about a while back. You need to have an outside-in approach. And since you are, involved with strategic decision making, you are, involved with long-term decision making. So when developing scenarios or when throwing questions at you at the exam, the CIMA examiner is trying to figure out whether you have an appropriate level of knowledge about the company as well as the industry. So that's exactly why I said you need to know your pre-scene really well. And as a senior finance manager, when arriving at decisions, as I told you earlier, it needs to make financial as well as business sense. So it needs to be aligned with the internal dynamics of the company, and the recommendations which we provide need to be aligned with the external dynamics or the industry dynamics as well. And just because you know your pre-scene, you cannot pass this exam, because the CIMA examiner is trying to figure out whether you have understood your theory really well. So the examiner is trying to test whether you have an appropriate level of knowledge when it comes to application of E3, P3, and F3 related syllabus content. So you need to, as a student following the SCS exam, you need to be conversant with the OTQ syllabus content, E3, P3, and F3, as well as you need to know your pre-scene so that you come up with better answers which are aligned with the internal dynamics as well as the external dynamics of the chosen company. All right, so let's look at a to-do list. What are you supposed to do or fulfill in the upcoming 7 weeks? So first things first, you are supposed to read something called the annotated pre-scene. So I told you earlier that the examiner gives you an indication about the company, its external factors, as well as the financial performance via a pre-scene document. So what we offer, what we at TCS offer is something called an annotated pre-scene. So if you look at this document, you can see the annotations which we have developed. So with this annotated pre-scene is provided with the intention of ensuring that you are not bombarded with hordes and hordes of information. Instead, if you go through these annotations, you can easily understand the most important points which are highlighted. So highlighted within the pre-scene. So via the annotated pre-scene, what we are offering you is a summary of the entire pre-scene. And on top of that, certain evaluations are also mentioned as part of these annotations, so that you are in a position to understand the type of questions or scenarios which can be tested at the exam. And on top of that, as part of these annotations, we also highlight the theoretical content or syllabus areas which can also be tested, because within this pre-scene document, the examiner provides us with certain hints pertaining to the type of scenarios which can be tested at the exam. So I myself am involved with coming up with this annotation. So when conducting my pre-scene evaluation, I make sure that I provide a good summary, and on top of that, I take steps to ensure that I mention the syllabus content which can be tested, as well as the type of scenarios which can be tested at the exam. So first things first, you have to read through the annotated pre-scene, then watch the 4 pre-scene analysis videos. So these pre-scene analysis videos are conducted based on the annotated pre-scene. So if you watch these 4 pre-scene analysis videos, you'd have an in-depth understanding about what is mentioned within the pre-scene in its entirety. So our 4 videos consists of 4 main areas. The first video covers an introductory video. Then in the second video, we are covering the industry dynamics. In the third video, we are covering the internal dynamics of the company. And in the fourth and final video, we are conducting a financial analysis. So if you watch these 4 videos, then you'd have an appropriate level of knowledge, or actually speaking, an in-depth knowledge about what is mentioned within the pre-scene. And after getting your bearings with the pre-scene document, you need to practice 5 exam standard and pre-scene specific mock exams. Why 5 mock exams? If you are coming through the general route, or even if you're coming through FLP, you would have just attempted 2 or 3 mocks before the exam. Okay. However, if you have to cover the entire syllabus, you can't do it by just attempting 3 mocks. If you have to cover the entire syllabus, you have to attempt 5 mock exams, because when developing our mock exams, what we do at TCS is we ensure that all syllabus content pertaining to E3, P3 and F3 OTQ content covered via our mocks. So if we are to cover the entire syllabus, we have no other option but to develop 5 mock exams. Okay, so if you want to cover the entire syllabus when practicing mocks, you have to attempt 5 mock exams. You cannot pass the exam by just attempting 2 or 3 mocks, because if you stick to our study plan, you'd be actually forced to attempt 5 mocks on a weekly basis. Do not wait until the last minute or the last 2 weeks, then you won't have enough time to attempt 5 mock exams. I will highlight these points in depth when I take you through our study plan. And you are supposed to attend the live webinars and workshops. All these webinars and workshops are conducted free of charge. So even if you do not invest on our products or services, make sure to attend these webinars, because you get a chance to get in touch with a tutor on a weekly basis. So that's extremely important for you, when it comes to improving your skill set. And if you face any type of problem, or if you have any type of questions, you can raise these concerns, and I'm more than happy to address all your concerns via these live webinars and workshops. And then you are supposed to refer to the slides, industry analysis, financial analysis, top 20 issue slides, as well as the theory recaps of E3, F3, and P3 syllabus content. So these theory recaps will help you polish up your knowledge with regards to the theoretical content. However, if you're coming through an exemption route, just going through these theory recaps won't help you. You need to attend or you need to watch something called the master classes, and I will explain what type of aspects are covered via the master classes. So let me quickly show you what type of content you'd get your hands on pertaining to the industry analysis and financial analysis slides. So these were the industry analysis slides which we developed for the previous 2 sittings. So these 4 areas are covered via the industry analysis slides. So first things first, we provide an overview into the industry, thereby defining what the market is, and or defining what the industry is. Then we give an indication about the competitive landscape. Then industry trends will be highlighted, because these trends will be tested at the exam. Based on these trends, most of your scenarios will be developed. So you need to know what's happening within the industry and what's supposed to come in the future. And at the very end, 2 real world examples are provided based on 2 real life companies. So market definition, market dynamics based on the real life dynamics of the chosen industry, the competitive landscape, all these things, industry trends, all these things are highlighted within our industry analysis slide. So you need not conduct your own research, because you'd be wasting time if you do. Instead, simply stick to the industry analysis slides which we offer. Go through them. You can go through them in a jiffy. Then you'd have a better understanding about what type of an industry you are dealing with. And let me also show you the financial analysis slides. So as I showed you a while back, financial statements are provided as part of the pre-scene document. Rather than you trying to evaluate them, it's better to go through our financial analysis slides, because these are developed by myself. So there aren't any mistakes. You won't commit, because if you try to do your own work, you might commit mistakes, and it will affect your exam performance. So it's better to stick to the financial analysis slides which we offer. So as you can see, the relevant areas of the SOPL, the statement of financial position and statement of changes in equity have been evaluated, and I've made sure to keep things, keep all the information simple and to the point, so that you can easily learn and understand about the financial performance of the chosen company. And after that, a ratio analysis is conducted, and all of these ratios, each of these ratios are evaluated based on the summaries which we develop. Okay, so you can easily understand about the financial performance of the company. You need not refer back to your F3 syllabus. Instead you can simply go through the set of slides which we offer, and a similar analysis is carried out based on the closest competitor as well. So these are the slides which you need to refer when it comes to preparing for your exam. And most importantly, it's better if you can watch the 15 pre-recorded master classes. So via these master classes, I will be explaining the logic behind each and every answer, covering all 5 mocks. So the answer explanations of all 5 mocks will be conducted via these master classes. I'm not just explaining the logic behind each and every answer. Instead, I also teach theory as well as how to apply theory to improve the quality of your answer. So that's exactly why I said we have developed a program or a system especially focused on students coming through the exemption route. So as I told you earlier, most students coming through an exemption route, they do not know theory. So if you try to learn theory by referring to textbooks or going through pages and pages of information, you won't have enough time to prepare, because you have to get all these things done within 7 weeks. So the easiest way to learn theory, as well as the easiest way to learn how to apply theory within an answer, is to watch the 15 master classes. So each mock consists of 3 main tasks. 3 tasks into 5 mocks is 15 tasks in total. So covering each task, we have developed the master classes. So if you want to learn theory as well as improve your application skills, at the same time understand the logic behind each answer, then it's essential that you watch the 15 pre-recorded master classes. And you are supposed to refer to the answer plans of mocks 1 to 5 as well. So no other service provider is providing answer plans. So I'll tell you what an answer plan is. So usually, if you purchase mock exams, you will get the questions and the suggested answers. So suggested answers go for something like 15 to 20 pages. So you'd have to come up with your own study notes and summaries, and it's a cumbersome process, because when you are developing study notes or summaries based on the suggested answers, you might miss out on important information. That happens because we are not perfect. However, you need not do it if you invest on our services, because we are developing these short notes or the answer plans for all 5 mocks. So for each and every suggested answer, rather than going through pages and pages of information, you are supposed to simply go through the answer plans. Then you will be in a position to easily understand what is highlighted within the answer. You'd be in a position to easily understand the structure of the answer, how theoretical elements had been brought into the answer, as well as the type of pre-seen information or information which is taken from the pre-seen, how to include it within your answers. All these things can be easily understood if you go through these answer plans. So we have made your life extremely easy by developing these answer plans. And when conducting the master classes, I will be basing the sessions primarily on these answer plans as well. And on top of that, you are supposed to refer to the personalized tutor feedback offered for mocks 3 to 5. We are not offering tutor feedback for all 5 mocks. Why? Because the first 2 mocks are there or developed with the intention of ensuring that you get your bearings with the answering technique. Because just because you know answering technique when you're practicing it for the first time, you won't get it right. You definitely run out of time. That's normal. So we have given you some, leeway when it comes to mastering your answering and time management techniques by attempting the first two mocks. Then by the time you arrive at mock number 3, you'd be extremely serious about what you'll be extremely serious when attempting the mock exam. So from mocks 3 to 5, we offer personalized tutor feedback. So let me quickly show you the type of feedback which we provide at TCS. So as you can see, feedback, in-depth feedback is provided on a paragraph by paragraph basis, so that you are in a position to easily understand what your real shortcomings are. And at the very end, if there are any areas which you need to improve, tutor's notes are provided as well. So throughout this answer script, you can see that all paragraphs have been covered with tutor feedback, and I myself will be providing tutor feedback for all with regards to all your answer scripts. And as you can see, the time which we have spent attempting each mock exam, all these things will be provided as part of feedback, so that you can easily understand where you stand as a student. And at the very end, mark allocations will also be provided on a subtask by subtask basis. And we provide something called a success rate as well. So the success rate indicates the areas or the subtasks in which you have done a good job. So after attempting the exam, during the weekend, or towards the weekend, what you can do is you can work on the areas or the subtasks in which your success rate was not up to par. So if you look at this student's feedback, or the success rate rather, this student needs to develop answer plans for task 1A, task 2A and B, as well as task 3B. Okay, so you need not, when trying to improve the quality of your answers, you are not supposed to, attempt the mock once more, allocate 3 hours and attempt the mock once more. If you are doing that, you are wasting your time. Instead, you need to simply focus on the areas in which you have not done well, and practice developing answer plans. So there's an answer planning technique, and there's a time allocation which you need to be conversant with when developing answer plans. So you just need to allocate time, develop the answer plan, rather than attempting the mock once more from scratch. Okay, and at the very end, general comments are also provided with the intention of ensuring that you really understand what your shortcomings are, and you stand a chance to improve your answers when attempting the next mock exam. All right, so you need to get all these things done within 7 weeks. So you might think that this is something unachievable. That is not the case, because we have simplified these processes, ensuring that you cover all these areas by developing a study plan which spans across 7 weeks. So if you stick to the study plan, you can easily cover all these activities without much stress, and you'd understand how easy it is to stick to our study plan when I explain it in a while. Okay, so let me remind you about the important dates which you need to be considerate about. Exam entry closes on Tuesday, the 31st of October 2023. So if you're planning to book your exam for the November session, you need to book it before the 31st of October. And the exam dates are from the 15th of November to the 17th of November. Okay, so let me quickly tell you what we offer before we move on to the before we move on to the 7-week study plan. Okay, so we are in the SCS page of our website, so you can check out the free content by clicking on this button, as well as if you are interested in purchasing. Before purchasing, please check out our sample material to understand what we offer at TCS. And let me talk about the courses which we offer. So we are offering 3 main courses. The first one is called the Essentials Pack. This comes with the recorded versions of all the webinars, the 5 mock exams with suggested answers and 4 pre-scene analysis videos. And this is priced at £119. So if you are a student coming through the CIMA general route, and if you had aced your OTQ exams, or if you had, when attempting your OTQs, if you have not failed any of them, if you passed each of your OTQ exams in the first sitting itself, then it appears that you have some type of discipline as a student to be involved with 100% self-learning successfully. So if that is the case, simply go for the essentials pack. Then let's look at the second one, the value pack. So the value pack is developed for students who are, again, coming through the CIMA general route. However, if you had failed any of your OTQ exams, then you need some type of additional support. So if that is the case, you should go for the value pack. So the value pack comes with all products which are covered under the essentials pack. On top of that, you'd get your hands on the annotated pre-scene, the industry analysis slides, the financial analysis slides, the top 20 likely issue slides, as well as the case study familiarization kit. And you'd have access to a tutor managed live chat via Twilio, via our website itself. And you'd get your hands on the theory recaps pertaining to the OTQ syllabus content, so that you can easily brush up your knowledge in these areas. So this is priced at £249. And the last package is the premium package. And the premium package is for students who are coming through the exemption route. So as I told you earlier, if you're coming through the CIMA general route, you'd know your theoretical knowledge, and however, if you're coming through an exemption route, you need to learn theory. And on top of that, you have to significantly improve your application skills. Okay, so understanding your needs, we have developed the premium package. So the premium package comes with everything, all the products which are covered under the value pack. Additionally, you'd get access to an online mock exam platform or our learning management system. So when attempting each of your mocks, you can attempt it under real exam conditions via our exam platform. Why should you attempt mocks under real exam conditions? Because at your exam, definitely you'd feel some type of stress. So it's better to get accustomed to the stress beforehand when attempting your mock exams. And on top of that, I was talking about an answering technique as well as time management technique. Just because you know your answering and time management techniques, you cannot implement it on the day of the exam. Instead, you need to keep on practicing these things until you champion it. So after you attempt 5 mock exams under timed conditions or real exam conditions, you will be developing answer plans and practicing the time management techniques 15 times over. That's enough and more practice to get it right on the day of your exam. Okay, so we have developed this learning management system to be in par with the Pearson VUE system on which you attempt your real exam. So it's better to utilize these services, especially if you're coming through the exemption route. You might be attempting CIMA case study for the first time. So if that is the case, it's better to get accustomed with the technicalities pertaining to your SCS exam. And we are also offering professional marking and one-to-one tutor feedback on 3 mocks, as I told you earlier. So feedback will be provided for mocks 3, 4, and 5. And you saw a while back the type of feedback which we provided TCS. And you'd also get your hands on the answer plans of all 5 mocks. You'd get access to the 15 master classes where the answers of all 5 mocks are explained in depth, whilst covering OTQ theory, as well as ensuring that you improve your application skills. On top of it, improving your answer structuring skills as well. And this comes with a monthly installment payment option. So you can, pay, if you purchase the premium package, you can pay in 2 installments of £375. And this comes with a pass guarantee. So let me quickly tell you what this pass guarantee, or how you are supposed to claim this pass guarantee. First things first, if you are to claim, so what comes with the pass guarantee is, if you purchase the premium package and end up failing the exam, you'd get access to the premium package in your subsequent sitting free of charge. However, to claim the pass guarantee, you have to fulfill these things. So you have to, first things first, you have to complete all 5 mock exams via the exam platform. Why are we asking you to do it? Because without practicing mock exams, without being serious about your preparations, you won't pass the exam. So to ensure or to force you guys to pass in the first sitting, we are asking you guys to attempt all 5 mock exams. And the solutions need to be original as well. You cannot copy and paste or just go through the suggested answer and come up with similar answers. Instead, you have to be extremely serious about what you do. You have to give your best shot, because then only you realize what your shortcomings are. There's absolutely no point of going through suggested answers or copying and pasting the suggested answers when developing your answers, because then you'd be actually cheating yourself. The objective should be to improve your answering techniques, not to cheat yourself. And you have to meet the performance criteria as well. You must achieve an average of 40 marks or higher for mocks 3, 4, and 5. Why are we asking you to achieve more than 40%? Try and achieve more than 40%, because then it ensures that you are being serious about what you are doing, rather than simply going through a mock within just 30 minutes or whatever. You have to allocate 3 hours and attempt the mock in its entirety. You have to give your best shot, so that you stand a chance to significantly improve your skill set, and thereby stand a chance to pass the exam in your first sitting itself. And if you want to claim the pass guarantee, you have to submit the pass guarantee form. So you can click on this button and get it done then and there. Okay, and we are offering a £50 discount if you are paying in full. So you can purchase this package at £699 if you are ready to pay in full. And all products are available until the 28th of February 2024. So if you're planning to attempt your exams in the February sitting, you can purchase your products right now and utilize it in February. Okay, so that's what we offer. So yeah, so having said that, we are moving on to the second part of today's webinar, where I said I'll be explaining 7-week study plan. So I showed you a to-do list, an extensive to-do list. However, we have made things simple. So let's try to figure out how you can get all these tasks done within 7 weeks. So you have attended the first webinar, study technique. So you now know what you are supposed to do, what you are supposed to do with regards to preparations. So within this week itself, you are supposed to refer to the OTQ theory revision card, so that you brush up your knowledge pertaining to the OTQ theoretical elements, and refer to the SCS familiarization kit to get your bearings about the technicalities behind the SCS exam. And from week number 1, things get serious. In the first week, you have to dedicate your time to be conversant with the pre-scene document. So you are supposed to attend the second webinar, pre-scene analysis, which is happening this Friday. So by attending it, you'd gain an understanding about the industry dynamics as well as the internal dynamics of your chosen company. After attending it, you are supposed to watch the 4 pre-scene analysis videos to gain an in-depth understanding about what is covered within the pre-scene document. Then you are supposed to refer to the annotated pre-scene and refer to financial analysis, industry analysis, and top 20 issue slides. So the first week is dedicated towards ensuring that you understand your pre-scene document. Then from second week onwards, you have to start attempting mocks. So you are not supposed to wait until the last week or last 2 weeks to attempt mocks, because if you do, you won't have enough time to attempt all 5 mocks. Additionally, you won't be you won't do a good job, because you'd be under extreme levels of stress. I know for a fact that you guys need to balance your corporate lives as well as you have your family lives as well. On top of all these things, you have to spend time for education. So if you wait until the last 2 weeks to attempt mocks, you'd be under extreme levels of stress, and you won't be able to attempt all 5 mock exams. Even if you attempt 5 mock exams within 2 weeks, you won't be serious about what you are doing. So it's better to attempt each mock exam in a relaxed environment so that you stand a chance to significantly improve the quality of your answers. So it's better to start attempting mocks from week 2 onwards. So within week 2, you are supposed to attempt the first mock via the exam platform. After attempting the mock, I want you guys to watch the 4 master classes pertaining to mock number 1 and refer to the answer plans pertaining to mock number 1. And a similar approach needs to be adhered to within the third week. You are supposed to attend the third webinar, answering technique. In this webinar, as I highlighted earlier, I will be talking about, or I'll be teaching you about what you need to do when it comes to developing answer plans or answer structures, as well as how to manage your time when attempting each mock exam. So you might be wondering as to why answering technique, the third webinar, is happening after you have attempted mock number 1. This was done purposely with the intention of ensuring that you understand your real shortcomings when attempting the first mock exam. So you won't know any answering technique, you won't know any time management technique. I want you guys to give mock 1 a go on your own, adhering to your own system. Then you'd realize, after attending the third webinar, you'd realize where you what your shortcomings are and what you need to really get rid of if you are to pass your SCS exam. Okay, so you are supposed to attend the third webinar, answering technique, in week number 3, and attempt mock number 2 via the exam platform. Watch the master classes and refer to the answer plans. Then in week number 4, you are supposed to attend the 4th webinar, where I will be highlighting what you need to do to develop a high level of confidence, and also I'll highlight the comments made by the CIMA examiner, so that you understand what is actually required from you. And within the same week, you are supposed to attempt mock number 3 via the exam platform. Watch the 4 master classes, and as I told you earlier, from mock number 3 to mock number 5, we will be providing you with personalized tutor feedback. You are supposed to go through it. After going through it, you are supposed to refer to the answer plans pertaining to mock number 3. And a similar approach needs to be adhered to in week number 5. You are supposed to attempt the 4th mock, watch the master classes, refer to personalized tutor feedback, and refer to the answer plans. And as I told you earlier, by this time, since you are done with 4 mock exams, you will have so many questions in your mind. Okay, and the best way to deal with these questions is to attend the first Q&A, which I am conducting on the 27th of October. And in week number 6, you are supposed to attend the 5th mock, watch the master classes, refer to the tutor feedback, and refer to the answer plans. And week number 7 is the week prior to your exam. So when all the other students are going through extreme levels of stress and trying to get everything done within the last week, you are actually relaxing. Okay, so you are simply supposed to refer to the answer plans pertaining to mocks 1 to 5, reread the annotated pre-scene, and attend the final Q&A. Okay, so when all the others are scrambling for time, when all other students are trying to attempt mock exams, develop answer structures or study summaries based on the suggested answers, you're not actually doing anything. You are simply referring to the answer plan. So when you are referring to the answer plans, a week prior to the exam, it's as if you are revising the theoretical elements or the entire syllabus within 2 or 3 hours. And on top of that, you will be going through the answer structures, you will be going through the type of scenarios which can be tested at the exam. And this type of revision is what you need right before you a week before you walk into or a week before you attempt your examination. So actually speaking, what if I talk about your responsibilities, your responsibility is to attempt a mock per week. So when attempting a mock exam, you need to find 3 hours at a stretch, allocate that time, sit in one place, attempt the mock exam via our exam platform, or if you had gone for the essential or value packs, you can do it on your own as well. allocate 3 hours of your time, sit in one place and do a serious job. Everything else is handled by us. So it's just a matter of finding 3 hours on a weekly basis to attempt a mock exam. And the remaining work is everything to do with going through the summaries which we provide and watching the master classes. Okay, so let's assume that you attempt a mock exam. Let's assume you are attempting mock number 3. You attempt it on a Tuesday, and on Wednesday you are supposed to watch the master classes. By Thursday you will receive tutor feedback, because we provide tutor feedback within 48 hours. So you attempt the mock on Tuesday. On Wednesday you are supposed to watch the master classes. By Thursday you will receive tutor feedback. Then you'd know where you stand, what your shortcomings are, and utilizing your time during Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can redevelop answer plans for subtasks in which you have not gained good marks. So I was talking about a success rate. So if your success rate was not up to par in 3 or 4 subtasks, you can rework on these subtasks during the weekend. So this is an extremely easy process, and if you stick to this process, you will be significantly improving the quality of your answers. Why? Because you're not just attempting a mock, you are reworking on the mock towards the weekend. So Tuesday you attempt a mock, Wednesday watch the master classes, Thursday you'd receive tutor feedback, go through it. Friday, refocus on the areas or the subtasks in which your success rate is not up to the required level. And actually speaking, you can get it done within something like 2 hours, and you can actually relax during the weekend and simply attend a webinar or a Q&A session which is happening towards the weekend. So this is an extremely easy way to follow, and this ensures that you get everything done, and most importantly, you are relaxing a week before the exam. Because as per the CIMA examiner, if you have a positive mindset, if you are confident, and if you are relaxed, then your chances of passing the exam is extremely high. Because as I told you earlier, you are playing the role of a senior finance manager. So if you are playing the role of a senior finance manager, if you walk into office on a Monday, if you slept really well during Sunday, then you can function properly. However, if you are under extreme levels of stress, or if you were up until late, and if you walk into office, then you won't function properly, because you'd fall asleep. The stress which was built up on Sunday will be pushed forward to Monday as well. So if that is the case, you can't function properly. So a similar approach needs to be adhered to when it comes to handling your preparations. So stick to the study process. If you do, you can easily pass your CIMA SCS examination and clear this hurdle, thereby becoming a CIMA past finalist, or becoming qualified as a management accountant. Okay, and if you're yet to join our SCS WhatsApp discussion forum, simply click on this button and join it. Okay, so that's what I wanted to cover as part of the 7-week study plan. I hope you guys understood what I mentioned, and the study plan can be found under our website itself, so that you can easily keep track of what you are supposed to do on a weekly basis. And via the WhatsApp group, I'll keep reminding you guys about what you need to achieve on a weekly basis. So don't wait until the last moment to invest on study material as well as mock exams. Start right now, because if you do, then you'd have enough and more time to closer to the exam to relax, and if that is the case, you'd pass in your first sitting itself. That's exactly what our pass rate reflects. We achieved a 96% pass rate in the February sitting, and the student Rachel achieved an all India rank. She got the 4th rank simply by sticking to our study system. So she stuck to the study plan. She attempted a mock per week via the exam platform and easily passed the exam. So your pass mark is just 80 out of 150, but this student achieved more than 100 marks. So all our students who stick to our study plan and all our students who are serious about preparations end up gaining more than 100 marks. So I'm not asking you guys to do too much. You just have 7 weeks. Find 3 hours on a weekly basis. That's the real task which you are supposed to do. Other than that, it's all about going through a set of videos, going through the answer plans, going through the tutor feedback, and working on your answering techniques towards the end of the week. All right. So let me remind you again about the £50 discount which we offer on the premium package. So if you pay in full, you can benefit from this offer. Okay, any questions, folks? So I've been talking for the past 55 minutes. So it's time for you to talk. If you have any concerns, you can switch on your mic and talk, or drop a message on the chat section and I will address all your concerns. Any questions? All right, folks. So thank you very much for all your questions. So, you can contact us via our website, which is www.study@tcs.com, or simply email us via info@study@tcs.com, or drop us a message on WhatsApp via this number. And I urge you guys to follow us on our social media handles, especially the TikTok handle, because I actually forgot to tell you something. I was talking about the pre-scene document and the importance of remembering the most important points which are highlighted within the pre-scene, and it's not an easy task. However, what we do is we develop 3 TikTok videos which carries a time span of 9 minutes in total. So if you keep on watching these 3 TikTok videos on a daily basis, you are in a position to easily remember the most important points which are highlighted within the pre-scene, because these TikTok videos are developed with the intention of providing you a quick summary of the entire pre-scene. So I urge you guys to go be part of our TikTok handle so that you can easily gain access to these 3 videos. So once the pre-scene is released a week after, we will be releasing these TikToks. So keep watching these 3 TikTok videos on a daily basis to constantly remind yourself about the most important points. Then you actually need not remember anything. Do something extra to remember anything. We have handled it for you. Okay, so concluding thoughts: approach SCS as an opportunity to learn rather than an exam to pass. So thank you very much for joining in. I value your presence, and I hope you'd join the second webinar, where I will be taking you through the first part of the pre-scene analysis. And I also urge you to attend all the webinars and workshops so that you benefit from the time you get with a tutor. And on top of that, important areas are covered via all our webinars. So I urge you guys to be part and parcel of it. If you do, then you'd understand how to develop high quality answers, how to manage your time appropriately, as well as, understand what's required from you, which enables you to achieve a first time pass. So having said that, it brings us to the end of today's session. Thank you very much for joining in. I'll see you guys on Friday. Thank you and take care.